Welcome to Web Editing at Furman using the WordPress template. We use the popular web editing platform WordPress to host our site, and the template was designed to make maintaining your site as simple as possible, especially for those of us without experience in web design. The template utilizes containers called modules. These are blocks of content designed to add visual interest so that you can create a great looking page without doing all the styling and formatting yourself. In this video demonstration, we will first look at the different modules. Then I'll demonstrate how to edit existing pages and how to create a new page. Then finally, we will take a look at some design tips for making your site more accessible. Let's start with a look at the different modules. This first image is an example of the Content A module. This features an image and a text block in the foreground. This is the module named Content B. This module includes space for 2 images plus the text block. And this is the popular Content C module, popular because it has an option to link a file, another page, and a video. This is the CTA or Call to Action module. Notice how the images and text alternate, and there's also a button option to link pages as needed. The Fact block, nice for highlighting facts. And this is the Trait module. You can see the faint diamond to display short bits of text. Or use the accordion for situations that have more text. These are collapsed and expanded when the visitor clicks on the plus sign at each level. And this is the default page with a featured image. You'll see this demonstrated later when we add a new page. As you look at the various departmental websites, you will see additional modules such as the Quotes module or the Faculty Profiles. Both these modules are connected to information stored in a database, so you will need to work with University Communications to get those on your pages. Take time to peruse the site and see how departments use different modules to share content. Some are using bulleted text, while others are using the accordion module. Some use the WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get, and others the CTA module. This modular design offers lots of flexibility and makes maintaining the site very manageable. To begin editing your page, navigate to your departmental website, and to the end of the URL, type wp-admin. You must have a WordPress account, so if you do not, contact University Communications. Once logged in, you will see the WordPress logo on the far left, then the site name and edit page options. These two links are contextual in that they will toggle to a different view when you click. When you are in the site view, you will see the menu option to go to the dashboard. And then when you are on the dashboard, the link is to View Site. You see the same toggle effect with the Edit Page. When on the site, the option is to Edit Page, and then in Edit Page, view the menu option to View Page. Back to the dashboard, you will see the menu with only 2 options, Media and Pages. If you are a web editor on other WordPress sites, you know this is not typical. University Communications has simplified the template by keeping only the necessary menu items. We'll start with All Pages. Look first to the filters. You see All Pages, Mine, which are the pages you created, Published, and Trash. For me, looking in Mine is an easy way to find the pages I've been working on for our class. You might also sort by date or use the search box on the right side of the screen. As you mouse over the page name, you see options to edit, trash, and view. I'll go up here to this Holiday Fun page and choose to view. And this is a demo page that I've created so that you can easily see how these modules are stacked to create a very stylized page. The first is the default page with the set featured image. And then this is Content Block C. Our old friend Ken Roper there with a video link button and a URL button also. This is popular because it does have these various options all in one module, and the fact block and the trait block. So just stacked up there to create a page. Now let's take a look at the editing side of things. So click Edit Page. And now you see this back view, this editor with the content and a featured page will create that first block. So the little content in there, and I'm going to change this featured image so you can see how quickly these edits can be made. I'm going to remove this featured image and choose to set a featured image. So we're changing it, and which takes you to the media library. We will take a closer look at the media library later in this demonstration. But for now, I'll choose this Christmas ornament image. And you will now see this attachment details pane over here on the right, and entering alt text to describe the image that we are using is essential. This is the description that screen readers can read to non-sighted visitors. So if they can't see the image, the screen reader will describe this using the description that you have used here, which is really critical if the image is more than just decorative, or just simply a decorative image that is not required. So here you have a space for a caption. If the alt text field is not adequate, you can have a fuller caption here. And for complicated charts, a description, a full description should be inserted right here. So now on this lower right, I'll choose Set Featured Image. So using this image and this text, which I will change one word right here, you'll just see how quickly that is done. I will change one more. So you see down here, next comes this next module, which is the Content Block C module. And here's the image and text associated with that. So I will click on this little X to change this image, and Add Image takes me to the media library again. And I will choose these two little girls here. I'm choosing not to add alt text in here, as this is just a decorative image. I'm gonna forego the alt image there and choose Select and quickly change this. I will leave the last two modules unchanged. We will take a closer look at some of those features later, but we leave the trait and the fact modules unchanged. If we were making these changes, pushing these changes out to the live web, we would choose Update. For right now, I will just choose Preview Changes. And there you see how simple it is to go from a Halloween themed page to a Christmas themed page by changing a couple of images, just a couple of texts. We would also, of course, have options to quickly change these linked URLs, and there we have a newly edited page done very quickly, just kind of on the fly as a demo. I went through the editing pages sequence very quickly so that you could conceptually see how the modules are used to create a page. And now as we create a new page, we'll go through the process more slowly, and I'll be pointing out different aspects in detail, the image library, tips for formatting content, etc. So as we go to a new page here, pages, add new, and here we are on this. I'm just going to paste some text, and I want you to preview what this looks like, if you will, just as with element by element. So that's just text, so not much of a web page. So we go back here and let's choose set this featured image. So over here in this right hand panel, set featured image, and I'll choose these giraffes, and then down here on the bottom I'll choose set featured image, being attentive to adding alt text, and alt text was already here because I have used this image, but then a caption or a description if needed. If for decorative purposes only, the image does not require an alt text, but usually, if you will just be sure to add that, it will certainly go a long way toward making our website more accessible to screen readers. So set featured image and preview again. So that's looking a little bit better. I'm going to go back here again, and typically I would have added a title in here first, but I'm going to add that in now for just demonstration. I didn't do it because I wanted you to see what it was like bare bones. So I'm just pretending this is a Study Away site. So we have title, and the link is created, when we add the title. This will be modified as we go along. You'll see. I'll point that out to you. But some text and an image, and that is looking pretty good, looking more like a website at every iteration. Okay, so let me go back again and let's see what else we can do here. So we'll go ahead and add another module. I'm going to add Content Module C. This is the one that I keep saying is so popular because of the video element. So you needn't put anything in these title blocks. You can if you want, but let's just add an image here. I'm intentionally adding this image. You'll see why later. It already has a title here, an alt text field is completed. So I'm selecting that. And I'll just add a little text down here as a placeholder. And I will choose link. And here I will add in a link. I'm going to choose this Study Away link here. And rather than back in the day, we often saw buttons and links titled click here, read more, etc. But it is far more helpful for users and for screen readers if we use more descriptive text. So let's put something more helpful in here. I will say Study Away forms. So there's no question about where that link is going. And then down here, I will also choose to add a video button here too. And I'm just going to use a YouTube video. I'm just going to go to this site here and choose to share, and when you do that, you can copy this link. And back on our page, all that's needed is just that little ID, the video ID, right there, because we've already said it's YouTube. So just put the ID in here. So that's all the elements that are required in this Content Block C. So let's take a preview and see how that is looking. So this is our kind of default with featured image, and then down below we have an image. This doesn't look like it's especially helpful, and you'll see why in a moment why I chose this just as a demo. So here's the linked URL. Excuse me. And then the video. So that's all working as it should. So I want to do one more module down here. I'm going to do this Content Block B. And I'm going to add this image, and I'm choosing the same image that I used before. And it has the alt text. And I'll copy some, oops, undo that. And we'll preview. So the reason I wanted to use this same image is this same image, while distorted and not especially effective here, is very nice here. And this particular module has space for another image, which we will put in there. But this careful attention to the size, shape, and quality of images can make the right module and the right image, the selection between those two can really change the appearance. Okay. I want to point out some text formatting issues, if you will. I'll paste some text in this editor to demonstrate some formatting techniques, especially those that will be helpful for screen readers. So if you have a list, rather than just typing into a list like this, if you will choose to the bulleted list, that is much better for helping unsighted visitors navigate the content. And also, rather than linking with words that are not particularly descriptive, as you saw earlier in the video, if you will link with, let me just add this link in here. If you will use descriptive words, I think I have, oh no, sorry. Let me grab a link. If you can be more descriptive about where your links are going, then there's no question, and the screen readers won't just say, click here, read more, click here, read more, and you can, as screen reader users are navigating the site, they will know precisely where that URL, that link is going. Another item to be attentive to is the use of color and contrast, or using adequate contrast. Let's see if you were choosing to add a little color, and let me just click over to preview this. Let that site refresh. You'll see that that's an extreme example, but that is not very readable at all. So for people who have impaired vision, or even just color blindness, which is pretty common, let's say red or green color blindness, if you're using that to differentiate somehow the content, that would be pretty undetectable for many of your visitors. And then finally, one of the most important things that you can do when formatting your content is to use the proper heading. This again is the way that screen readers navigate through content and alert the listener to the layout of the content. So heading 1 and heading 2 are built into the template. So probably starting with heading 3 in your content. So I will title this just for the sake of having text there, and be sure to, and it does not have the same effect to change the size of your font or the font type. This heading is what is used to navigate. So be sure to use the headings, the proper headings, as you go through formatting content. And then, of course, below you would choose heading 4 and heading 5 as you move down through the page. One final look at the media library. You have seen it in action during this demo, but we'll take a slower, more deliberate look just at the filters and so forth. So from the dashboard, you can choose media, and library. We'll take a look at the filters. So you could choose to view in this list or the grid view. You can sort to see the kinds of files that you look at. For instance, PDFs are also included in the library. You can sort by date. You can choose to bulk delete. Holding down Shift is with most applications. So if, for instance, you were updating from year to year with documents or images, you might just want to clear everything out and then just add fresh. Up here you can choose to add new media content. You can also do it right here in this left-hand panel. We'll just choose Add New, and I will select Files. I have some images on my desktop that I'll just choose a couple just to do the demo. I've chosen a couple there, and then just choose Open, and there they are loaded into the library. Loading into the library. There they pop in. So again, I don't think I pointed out that you can search by file name, and I think that's just about it for the media library. In this session today, we took a look at the recommended modules to use on your sites, edited an existing page, created a new page, adding different module types. We talked about some tips to make content more accessible, such as using headings, proper contrast, full text descriptions for links and buttons, and using the alt image tag. And then finally wrapped up with a look at the media library. If you have questions about creating more accessible content, you will find some documents and videos on the SOAR Creating Accessible Resources site. If you're interested in a web editing course, check the Professional Development Course Catalog for dates, or make a request for a date if you do not see one listed coming up soon in the future. As always, please email us at service.center or call extension 3277 with any questions, and thank you for watching.